The world watched in awe, confusion, and sometimes disbelief as Meghan Markle married into one of the most famous royal families on earth. A Hollywood actress, a divorcee, an American outsider, she stepped into a world that was steeped in centuries of tradition, ceremony, and expectation. But what if I told you that Queen Elizabeth, in the privacy of her own chambers, may have already seen the storm coming? What if she, the woman who embodied duty and dignity for nearly a century, had written down her concerns about Meghan long before the rest of us even knew the full story? A handwritten letter, locked away in the Queen's private vault, allegedly reveals that Meghan was not suited for royal duty and may have had ulterior motives from the beginning. Those are not just words on paper. They are the private, personal thoughts of a monarch whose life was defined by service, loyalty, and the preservation of the crown. Before we continue, please hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, and turn on the notification bell for updates. It's tempting to dismiss this as gossip, speculation, or just another story fueled by the endless appetite for royal scandal. But this is different. This is a peek behind the gilded walls of Buckingham Palace, behind the stiff smiles at public events, behind the perfectly curated photographs and statements. This is the Queen herself, expressing doubts that could have rippled through the royal family in ways we may never fully understand. And it raises questions we cannot ignore. Was Meghan truly prepared for life as a royal? Was Harry, who grew up under the weight of the crown, blind to what his grandmother may have seen from the start? And if the Queen's words were indeed a warning, what does that mean for the monarchy she devoted her life to protecting? From the very first moment Meghan met the royal family, there were whispers. Some said she was charismatic, intelligent, and confident, the perfect modern bride for a modern prince. Others sensed tension, subtle unease, a clash of worlds that no amount of protocol could smooth over. Royals are trained to maintain poise, to observe, to weigh the consequences of every word and gesture. Hollywood, by contrast, rewards boldness, visibility, and sometimes defiance of expectation. The friction between these two worlds was inevitable, but did anyone, even the Queen, foresee just how intense it would become? Imagine being Queen Elizabeth, in the twilight of her life, seeing your grandson fall in love with a woman from outside the institution that has defined your existence. A woman the public adored, but the palace may have quietly questioned. A woman whose every move would be scrutinized, criticized, celebrated, dissected. And in the quiet moments, away from cameras and the public eye, perhaps the Queen put pen to paper. Perhaps she voiced the concerns that she could not say aloud without causing scandal, without breaking her own code of silence. The alleged letter is said to carry a weight far beyond any ordinary royal correspondence. It is a private glimpse into the mind of a woman who saw everything, who understood the pressures, the pitfalls, the consequences. But here's where it gets truly shocking. According to insiders, the letter was not just a casual observation. The Queen allegedly wrote that Meghan was not suited for royal duty. That is a remarkable statement, and it cannot be taken lightly. Suitability for royal duty is not a casual judgment. It is a measurement of temperament, understanding, discretion, loyalty, and the ability to navigate a world that demands more than just charm or popularity. To say someone is unsuited is not a criticism of personality. It is a declaration that, in the Queen's eyes, this person may disrupt the delicate balance of the monarchy itself. And yet, Meghan married Prince Harry anyway. Did the Queen see signs early on that others missed? Did she anticipate the departures, the media storms, the public controversies that would follow? And if so, why did she allow events to unfold as they did? Equally explosive is the claim that Meghan had ulterior motives from the beginning. What could that mean? Was it a comment on her ambition, her desire to influence, or her willingness to challenge convention? Ulterior motives imply a hidden agenda, something beneath the surface, unseen by the casual observer. If true, this single line would suggest that the Queen perceived an intentional disruption to the traditional flow of royal life, an insight that raises unsettling questions about the dynamics between Meghan, Harry, and the institution they married into. Was this a private caution, a personal lament, or a prophetic observation about the future tensions that would engulf the family? We cannot ignore the context. Meghan and Harry's wedding captivated the world in 2018. Millions tuned in to witness what seemed like a fairy tale union. The public adored her, the tabloids vilified her. Some praised her for modernizing the monarchy, for bringing diversity and openness. Others blamed her for straining the royal family, for revealing cracks in an institution designed to appear unshakable. And through it all, the Queen remained the silent observer, the anchor, the ultimate authority. Yet, according to the letter, she had private doubts. Doubts that may have gone unspoken in official circles, but resonated deeply within her private reflections. This raises an uncomfortable question. Did the Queen foresee the tumult that would come? Did she see a rift forming between tradition and the new realities of the royal family, embodied in Meghan Markle? The letter also forces us to reconsider Harry's role. As the grandson of the Queen, he grew up steeped in the rituals and obligations of the monarchy. He witnessed firsthand the immense responsibility that comes with his position. He understood the scrutiny, the sacrifices, and the invisible chains that bind a royal life. And yet, he chose to marry Meghan. Did he see what the Queen saw? Did he believe love could bridge the gap between Hollywood independence and royal duty? Or was he caught in the same whirlwind that so many before him had underestimated, the clash between private desire and public expectation? And if the Queen indeed had reservations, how did her private observations influence her guidance to Harry, if at all? Did she warn him directly, or did she leave the letter as a silent testament to her concerns? Now, let's consider the letter itself, locked away for years in the Queen's private vault. Royal correspondence is a complex, often cryptic language. A simple line may carry multiple layers of meaning, understood only by the intended reader. The phrasing "not suited for royal duty" and ulterior motives may be straightforward on the surface, but in the nuanced world of monarchy, every word counts. A letter like this could be interpreted as a private confession of doubt, a strategic note for future generations, or even a protective warning for her grandson. The secrecy surrounding it amplifies its impact, because we are left to wonder, what else did she write? And why did this document remain hidden until now? Some may question the authenticity of the letter, and skepticism is natural. After all, royal documents are often surrounded by myth, rumor, and selective leaks. But consider this. Queen Elizabeth was meticulous, careful, and deliberate. She understood the power of words, both spoken and written. If she truly documented her concerns about Meghan, it is unlikely she did so lightly. This was a woman who had seen history, survived war, navigated family crises, and understood the intricate balance between private feelings and public duty. Her pen, in this case, would not have wavered. Every line would carry intent. Every word would be chosen for maximum precision. And that makes the alleged content of this letter even more consequential. But why are we only learning about this now? Timing is everything. Meghan and Harry have continued to dominate headlines, from their media projects to interviews that reignite debates about the monarchy. The Queen's passing has brought renewed attention to the inner workings of the family. And in this context, a private letter revealing her candid opinions could alter how we understand the choices, actions, and conflicts that have unfolded. History, after all, is not just about public events. It's about private perceptions, hidden decisions, and the words left behind in moments of quiet reflection. This letter could be one of the most revealing documents in the modern royal era. As we prepare to explore the details of this story, it is important to recognize the stakes. This is not merely about one woman's opinion or one royal couple's journey. It is about the institution itself, the monarchy, a centuries-old symbol of continuity, tradition, and stability. Queen Elizabeth's observations about Meghan Markle may reveal deeper truths about the pressures of modern royalty, the clash between tradition and celebrity, and the human emotions that underlie even the most disciplined institutions. Every word, every line, every implication of this letter holds the potential to reshape how we view the monarchy in the 21st century. And yet, even as we stand on the threshold of revelation, one question looms larger than all the rest. If the Queen truly foresaw conflict, tension, and upheaval, what did she hope to achieve by writing this letter? Was it a warning, a record for history, or a private moment of candid reflection that the world was never meant to see. And perhaps the most pressing, imagine a room hidden deep within the walls of Buckingham Palace, a place so secret that even many senior staff do not know its exact location. A room where centuries of royal correspondence, private diaries, sensitive legal documents, and personal mementos are locked away, protected by layers of security that most of the world could barely comprehend. This is the Queen's private vault, a repository of history, duty, and sometimes scandal. It is here, according to insiders, that the alleged letter about Meghan Markle was discovered. And if there is one thing to understand about the vault, it is that nothing is stored there lightly. Every document placed inside carries weight, significance, and the potential to alter public understanding if ever revealed. The vault is a symbol of the monarchy's dual nature, public and private. To the world, Queen Elizabeth represented poise, calm, and unflinching duty. But behind closed doors, she was human, capable of doubt, reflection, and perhaps even disappointment. Over her nearly 70-year reign, countless letters and personal notes were stored in that vault. Some were mundane. Invitations to state dinners, routine correspondence with world leaders. Others, however, revealed vulnerabilities, opinions, or judgments that the Queen could never express publicly. The existence of this vault is a reminder that even the most disciplined, seemingly flawless institutions are built on human decisions, feelings, and perspectives. Historically, the Queen used written correspondence as a tool for clarity and reflection. She was meticulous, deliberate in every choice of words. For decades, private letters have provided insight into her thoughts during crises, from family disputes to political tensions. Diaries from other monarchs, such as George VI or Queen Victoria, often revealed that what was never spoken aloud could carry far more weight than public proclamations. In that context, the vault is not just a storage space. It is a window into the real monarchy, the part that the cameras, the public appearances, and the media never see. And now, the alleged letter concerning Meghan Markle adds a new layer to that history. A document that may reveal what the Queen truly thought about one of the most scrutinized figures in modern royal history. The security surrounding this vault is extreme, for good reason. Access is limited to a handful of trusted aides and archivists who have spent years understanding the nuances of royal protocol. Every document is cataloged, encrypted in its own way, and handled with procedures that would make a high-security bank vault seem casual. The idea is simple. History must be preserved, but mistakes, leaks, or unauthorized access could have immense consequences. For decades, such measures have kept sensitive information shielded from the public, including the private feelings of the Queen about her family members. But even with the utmost security, secrets have a way of emerging, often at the most dramatic moments. The timing of this letter's emergence is no accident. It intersects with the global fascination surrounding Meghan and Harry, amplifying its impact. So what does it mean that the letter was discovered in this vault? First, it signals authenticity. A document stored in the Queen's private repository is unlikely to be casual or frivolous. It is a deliberate record, a considered reflection, or a warning intended for posterity. Second, it highlights the seriousness with which the Queen approached her observations about Meghan Markle. This was not idle speculation. It was the considered opinion of a monarch who had devoted her life to the preservation of the monarchy and who understood the consequences of choices made by its members. Third, it contextualizes the gravity of the alleged statements. When Queen Elizabeth says someone is not suited for royal duty or notes potential ulterior motives, these words are informed by decades of experience, observation, and a profound understanding of the institution she protects. It is important to understand the psychological and emotional weight of the vault itself. For decades, the Queen has witnessed personal tragedies, family scandals, and public controversies. From Princess Margaret's tumultuous private life to the long-standing tensions surrounding Prince Charles and Princess Diana, the Queen has seen how human desires clash with the rigid expectations of royalty. Every document stored in the vault represents not only information but also a form of emotional containment, a way of processing, understanding, and preserving what is private. The alleged letter about Meghan Markle is therefore not simply a commentary on one individual. It is part of a broader narrative about how the monarchy navigates human emotion, loyalty, and duty. The vault also has a symbolic function. It embodies the tension between public perception and private reality. Royals are constantly aware of the eyes of the world. Every smile, handshake, and photograph is scrutinized, interpreted, and critiqued. Yet behind the public performances, the vault holds the truth as the Queen saw it. And here, the contradiction between Meghan's public image as a charming, confident, modern princess and the Queen's alleged private doubts becomes starkly evident. It is one thing to read tabloids, social media commentary, or even friendly biographies. It is another to encounter the unvarnished thoughts of the woman who has governed not just a family, but a centuries-old institution with global consequences. In the context of the monarchy, letters like this serve multiple functions. They can be reflective, strategic, or cautionary. They allow the Queen to record observations for her own clarity, to leave guidance for successors, or even to create a record that could influence future decisions. The very act of writing is deliberate. It is not casual. Every word is measured, every phrase carefully constructed. And in the alleged letter about Meghan Markle, the choice of words, not suited for royal duty and ulterior motives, is deliberate, precise, and loaded with meaning. These are not phrases one uses lightly in correspondence with oneself or others. They carry the weight of judgment, foresight, and perhaps even regret.